Marathons, and today I'm going to show you how I pack my BV500 in my pack. Now the BV500 is a type of bear canister and it is quite big, and when I hiked on the PCT last year, or in preparations for it, I had a hard time trying to figure out how I would fit my BV500 in my Gossamer gear Kumo. I met other people that also had problems with this and tried testing out way after way after way, and this was the only way that I found was that worked and was comfortable. So the Kumo is a 36-liter pack. So this is you already have to have your stuff pretty much dialed in, and if you're going to have a Kumo 36. So, in order for this to work, first up I would take my sleeping bag. This is actually a quilt, and that goes in the pack first. So that goes all the way at the bottom, along with anything else that is going to go in my dry bag that I absolutely do not want getting wet. Town clothes or change of underwear, change of socks, whatever it can't get wet, that's going to be all shoved down into the bottom of the pack. Next up, I'm going to take the support. So this was the foam pad that comes with the back of the pack. So we're going to take that off of the back, and we're actually going to put that inside of the pack. Now when it was on the outside, it would bunch up and stuff, so I'll explain it in a second. So you're going to take the foam pad, and I'm going to fold it approximately in third, like take a third of the bottom, and it's going to fold up and go into the pack like this, kind of in an L shape. So the bottom of the L is sitting on top of the quilt, and the side of the L is going to match up with the back. So you just got to feel it and make sure that it actually lines up so that everything will be nice and centered and not cause problems. So then I take my canister, and it's going to just slide on in, sit on that L shape, and that slides in. Make sure that it is centered on your sleeping bag or your quilt, whatever, because once it is off center, it will cause problems on your back. Okay, just the pad, if it comes out of place. Alright, so then I can just take the rest of my equipment, like my sleeping pad and my first aid kit and my tent or bivy/tarp combo, and these are going to squish along the sides. It's actually a decent amount of room, not a lot, so that's why you want as much squished in the bottom as possible, but I can still squish like my arms in around the side of this. So everything else gets squished around the sides. Try to make it as flat as possible on the back, and that actually gets quite comfortable. Now why I have the pack high up and not just sitting on the bottom is that when it sits on the bottom, the bottom of the canister, the plastic part, like sticks into your back, and when the pad is on the even with the pad on the outside, it will not protect it from smashing into your lower back, which hurts. So at least farther down, we've got the nice squishy sleeping bag to comfort, and then if the canister likes to lean or whatever and sticks out, it's going to stick out where you have the natural curve of your back, so it doesn't actually push into your back. It just will touch it instead. So it sits like this. We've got a nice comfortable space, and it's sticking out a little bit, but I can't even feel it really. Your pack is super squished, full of your gear. Mine often gets super squished. Then you're more likely to feel it, but it's not too bad. If you're going, oh no, where am I going to put the rest of my gear, there's just not enough space. Another hack you can do is, like, I will take my rain jacket. This is my heavier duty one. But since there's no pad on the outside, these now essentially become new pockets. So I put my rain jacket in this bottom pocket. And it kind of becomes an extra support for the lower back, an extra squishy part. It will now sit like so. It even creates a bigger gap than before, so if it's really hot out, that will help give you some extra air circulation. It can be a little tricky to get the bear canister back out. My trick for that is to actually put your bear canister in a plastic bag and slide it in. When you're ready to take it out, you just grab the sides of the plastic bag and pull it on out. Especially on the PCT, like in California and stuff, the plastic bags at the grocery stores cost, and so it was nice to have a grocery bag that I could just pull it out, go shopping with, and then put my bear canister back in and take it out. So the point of the L shape, so that your canister will sit like this essentially, so that the edge won't press into your back. There's always some sort of comfort. For me, I had problems with the pad being on the outside of the pack anyways, because it would slowly squish out like this, and then that would press into my back and get really annoying, and I was stopping like every half hour to an hour to fix it, and I was just getting really annoyed. Another tip I implement, so when I first resupply, and this is full of food, yeah, everything is definitely squished around the canister, but as I eat my food each day, I can start squishing the stuff around it inside the canister, so it makes it a lot easier to pack. So, I mean, if I've only got a couple days food left in here, then I can start putting my sleeping pad and my first aid kit and stuff in here, so that it saves room and just makes it easier to pack. When it comes to my camping stove, I always pack that inside my bear canister also. So here, I actually like to cook, so my pot is a little bit bigger than the usual pots, but I can still, like, even if it's bigger, you can still fill it with food, put it on the top, so it just becomes another storage container. It saves more room. And put that in at the bottom and just fill in the rest of the space around it. And it does pretty good. Yep, so that is how I fit my BV500 in my Kumo 36. I hiked that way for the Sierras, through parts of Northern California. I did it again on the Foothills Trail and had no problems. It was as comfortable as it can possibly get. When the canister was empty on top, it still caused a lot of torque, just like a lot of force pulling down your back. Super uncomfortable. When it was on the bottom, it was pressing into your back a lot, which was uncomfortable. And so this was the only way that I found was actually comfortable and fit both it and my stuff in. So thanks for watching.